Good morning, everyone. This is Marlon Chung on YouTube, and everybody know who this is, Colaz.
One Colaz Smith Tv, and we're out here without fear. Blessings and love to everybody who is watching. And guys, it is such a pleasure and an honor, to introduce to you guys my General Marlon. And y'all would have known Marlon, from Auntie Pauline, yard to abroad. So blessings to Auntie Pauline, yard to abroad. Now, since I came to the US, New York, and now we're in Florida, Marlon has been the one who basically taken me around, in and around all the city that we have been to so far. And I just want to ask you guys to just subscribe to him channel, and just make the thing grow. Yeah?
Thank you, appreciate it. So you all know that I interviewed Colaz's mother, and I have a second interview to go through. I have to drive back to Maryland while you're not here. But here it is now. I have Colaz and I want to interview Colaz. Right? So Colaz, really and truly, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
All right, so when I first, came on the YouTube scene, the inspiration came about, when we were smaller, watching TV. I always wanted to be on TV, right? And YouTube just provided, the right opportunity where I could do it myself without having to, go through all the red tapes and the waiting line, to get onto something like a TVJ or a CVM, So YouTube just even give us a bigger boost, right? Because it pushed us where we were like seen or could be seen by everybody from all over the world.
Okay. Yeah. And was it YouTube you started on, or did you start with another platform first?
Well, everybody back in the time had like Facebook, but Facebook was more like for, connecting with friends, mostly like posting pictures and stuff, not necessarily, videos. So I would say YouTube was the platform.
Platform, and so,
Right.
okay. Now, a lot of people don't know, there's a young man from Jamaica doing many good things, not just for Jamaica, but for St. Vincent and the Grenadine, St. Elizabeth, of course, in Jamaica. You have to big up to Colaz Smith because him really doing good. Okay, so now I want to ask you another question again. So how old are you, Colaz? First thing. We need to know.
You might put up on the spot. Me probably at 30 something, I don't remember. Yeah, man, but probably about, if I'm not 33 or 34, one of them age.
Okay. And were you born in, where you're from now, or you're born in St. Elizabeth?
And well, actually, I was born in St. Mary.
In St. Mary.
Yeah, grew up in St. Mary, and then I left St. Mary in 2010, to Kingston. I was always into sports, track and field at the time. That was my first passion before the whole YouTube and all of that.
Okay.
So I got a scholarship to go to Excelsior Community College. And, from there, I graduated there, became a library assistant, started working in the library field. And then in the COVID pandemic, it was that time that I really started to push the YouTube.
Okay, so your mom was born in St. Elizabeth then?
Yes,
right?
yes.
What about your dad?
Father from Westmoreland.
From Westmoreland, okay. And your dad was Smith?
Yes.
Or Smith,
Yes.
okay, okay. And can I ask what was your mom's maiden name?
Okay, my mother was Bantan. Yeah, she recently married now, Bantan Gray. Big up my stepfather. He's the one who really brought us, a better life. And he's the one who, really took my mom out of certain struggles because my father died when I was 11. It was my mother alone, and she had, a lot of kids. Well, she had 14 kids. One of them died, 13 of us still alive. Same father, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they all in Kingston or where?
No, right now most of them is in Westmoreland.
Westmoreland. Okay. So we want to big up Mr. Gray. Thank you very much, man, because boy, he did a good job, and it's a good job, with Mr. Colaz.
Yeah, man. At the time when my stepfather came into the picture, he was the one, I remember, from what I can remember, bought us the first TV, the first fridge, and so many other things, you know. So there was a point in time when we didn't even have light, you know, electricity, and you know, life was, it was rough, but it wasn't anything that we couldn't manage.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Yeah, man. I know my mom is living here in the States, Maryland, with my stepfather. So again, big up to Mr. Donnelly. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big up, sorry, big up. Yeah. Okay, cool. So when you started, no, did you start it off by yourself? Because I realized you had some other, you know, friends around.
Okay, so originally I started off by myself, but I was doing music. Because music, after track and field, I kind of got into, you know, making music and thing. Still no boss yet. Another field.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Coming soon.
So I was always doing music, and I started up the channel just for people to see, you know, what I can do. I used to send it out to my friends and so on. And then I started doing like a family type videos with my wife. You know, we began doing pranks and other little stuff like that. But then I wanted to gain more audience because I realized, you know, this it's coming in slow, right? So I said, okay, I need to go back inside of my head and see what I can do that will grab people's attention. And that's where I started doing the adventure, the nature cooking and things like that. But then again, with that come a next challenge, because other persons were doing similar things. So I had to find a way to stand out, you know, from everybody else, right? Because I often like to use the example, you know, if you have, you know, all white cars in a parking lot, everybody does see white cars. But if you pull up with your black car, everybody are going to see that because you are the only one there with it. So I started, you know, mixing and experimenting with different food, things that people would normally put together.
So how you come about if you cook on top of water? How the hell that come into your head?
Well, so it's the same thing of, you know, me trying to be different or ensuring that I'm different from everybody else. So, you know, there are times when these things just come to me. I don't know, maybe it's God just leading the way, right? So I would just lay down, go to my bed, and then something just come to me, and I say, whoa, how am I going to do this? And then just get up, write it down on my phone or anything I can catch, the closest thing. And then the next day, I try to figure out how to make this thing work. Because with the water thing, it just come to me, yo, I need to cook on the water. I mean, I say cook on the water, but that's impossible. So how me I go do this? And it's like, everything just come playing out. You know, how to pack the fire with the stones and all of that. And, you know, that's how that came about. And then after that, you know, things just start flowing.
In your head,
so reach up into the tree, make the fire. We go out into the sea, make the fire. So, you know, these are the things. And then I realized that the people started gravitating because they never see anything like this before.
Okay. Yeah. What was the name of your first friends who you got aboard with?
All right. So when I started, I started with like three guys. So me, well, Sax, Kanta, who's the cameraman, Climber, who's my son, and those three first. Okay. So it was like, for me, a way of helping them, because you know, Climber and Kanta was still in school. They were young at the time, I think around 13, 14. Okay. You know, and Sax, you know, they weren't working or anything like that. You know, so it was a way for me to provide a job for them, basically. As a matter of fact, the first paycheck the first time I paid them wasn't from any form of money that I received from YouTube. Okay. That was from me, myself. But they were saying in Jamaica, encouragement, sweet labor. Because, you know, you're doing something with somebody, you know, they're going to want you to give them something. Correct. And once they see that I could give them something, they're going to stick around. So, you know, and then from there just build, and I just keep adding along the way. And how I add people, you know, I have to see the need. So I don't just get up and add somebody because I need a next team member. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I didn't have to add any more persons, but I had them because I wanted to help them.
So how old were you now, roughly? You know.
If me are 33 now.
It's come out. It's come out. 33.
I can't do the math, but yeah, I was still pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now Climber, I see that you took in Climber. How that come about?
All right. So with Climber, trust me, that would have been a whole different interview by itself. But a quick summary. So I lost a son, to stillbirth, and trust me, that was depressing, devastating, like a rough time for me. And when I met him, he lost, his father. He never knew his father, right? And he was going through some rough stuff, and he shared it with me. At some point, he wanted to, commit suicide and thing, and that really touched me in a way where I said, no man, me now go just sit down and just not do nothing, and then consequences after, like, something me know me could have do something and me not do it. If the case was to, play out like that. So I decided that I'm gonna take him in, and I did take him in, and he's still with me now. Yeah.
Climber, since I've been here with your daddy, I have to say daddy, my way of saying your daddy, he don't stop talking about you.
Yeah, man.
Very,
very proud of him, I mean, the only reason why he's not there with me is because he don't have the visa. Because me never left him nowhere. Like, I have 2 daughters, like biological daughter, and I treat them just the same. Just the same. A lot of persons would look at it like, oh, him and your son, and him and your real. Them in Jamaica, they love to say that, and your real son or whatever. But for me, you don't have to be biological parents to a person, to father them or to mother them, as a parent. And that's how I look at it.
And another thing, another subscriber asked me, to make sure I ask you, is how did you come about with the Kingston team? What inspired to do that?
Okay, so the Kingston team. All right, so Knife Ninja is my good friend, very good friend. I met them when I was going to church there in Manningsville, Stonehill, Manningsville, right? And then over the years, I was doing YouTube now, and I became successful at YouTube, in whatever. And then he was there, he was always reaching out to me, in any little way I could assist him, I would, monetary wise, whatever. And then he recently lost his job, and one Sunday I was coming from the countryside, Portland, heading back into Kingston, and him called me and he was like sharing the story with me, and I say, oh, John Star, how am I going to do this now? And then I said, all right, here what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow you to do this in feeding the homeless, because we were feeding the homeless, but it was kind of too much for me and my team alone.
Okay.
And we wanted to do it. So this was the perfect, opportunity for me to hire him. So basically use one stone, kill 2 birds, because I feed the homeless, plus providing a job for him as well. So I said, all right, just see if I can find 2 or 3 more persons with you to help out, and that's it. So that's how the Kingston team came about, and feeding the homeless.
Okay. Yeah. Another thing I want to ask again is your first paycheck from YouTube. I mean, I asked you how much, because that's nobody's business. But your first paycheck, what you did with the first paycheck you got?
First paycheck I get from YouTube. No, I can't tell you that one, man, because the first paycheck I think about $12.
You hear that, sir? And it still not stop with the $12.
well, at the time still, you can't get paid out until you reach at least $100 still. But the first thing, because you can look in the back end and see the money coming. So I think it was about $12, and I was so excited. Yo, dog, I tell everybody, I was still working at the library at that time, and I'm telling my supervisor, I make $12 on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not telling the second one though.
And I see, right? Correct. That's bigger than yard. Anyway, so I see you push a lot of people, and I want to thank you. Even helping me, Colaz helped me a whole lot. He let me start YouTube up because I was just a cameraman behind. But he said, Marlon, you need to start up something. So this is why I decided to do that, and I like to interview people. Sometimes my tongue tie up in front of the camera, but I try my best. And I want to thank everybody from Fort Lauderdale and all my subscribers for subscribing to me, liking and share and so like that. Please, I need more subscribers. Anyway, back again, Colaz. Was there any YouTuber before that you really got to you, make you start your channel?
All right, so for me, I always watch like tech channels, so like tech reviewers, you know. So I was always watching them because I'm into gadgets and I'm into camera and I'm into technology and all.
That me can vouch for because our Best Buy, our 3 hours, the man we have to draw him out of Best Buy or anywhere with gadget.
Yeah, so I always watch like MKBHD, Mr. Who's the Boss. Well, probably you not even know those names, but yeah, man. Peter McKinnon, like those are the YouTubers that I used to watch, right? Because I'm into editing and that, you know. So I one day was watching. They are Jamaican YouTubers, but I think they live in Canada now. JA Radio. So I never met them before or anything, but I used to watch them. They usually have a program named Rum Talk, right? And I was watching, and they I don't remember what the husband name, because it's a couple, you know, husband and wife. So I was watching, and one day he said, he was reading a comment, like somebody left a negative comment on his thing, and he was reading a comment and said, why people always try to tear down something good? Why wouldn't they just go create a channel and do whatever? And knowing that I was always into recording stuff from church, everywhere I was recording stuff, but I used to just keep them for myself and just practice and editing and all of that. So I say, you know, well, I had the channel for music and whatever still. So I say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing, you know. So he was the one who really and truly, I just take those words and I just, you know, just went ahead with it.
So people are ready to cut our records. So we need some contacts, some phone call, right? And so like that. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more of your life history. I want to know everything. From your born till you grow till now. Camera roll. Go on.
All right. So let me start from here. So I like I mentioned, you know, I grew up poor. And that's where I get, you know, the giving spirit from, because I never used to have certain things. We never used to have certain things. But one thing, I can't say we ever hungry, because, you know, my mother would just go in the field, dig some yam, cut a banana and thing, and we'd have that. But I remember even going to high school, doing CXC, we never have, my mother couldn't afford to, you know, to pay the fee. And it was actually Sack's father who she borrowed $7,000 from, you know, to pay for the school fee. So when I reach to this level where I can give back, those things just keep coming back to me. So I just use those past experiences and put myself in other people's shoes. You know, so trust me, sometimes I used to tell people that, boy, I may not think I can reach, because I just want to help people. Right? So I just keep on helping people. That's why, you know, I help so many other persons. I bring so many people into doing YouTube in Jamaica. Like, I heavily influence 90% of the YouTubers. And even overseas, you will see it, you know, even on YouTube, persons come out and say, boy, it's because of Colaz, you know, why I start this. And yeah.
Well, we now give everything one time, because we have to do more interview with Colaz. So we're going to cut it short. Okay, so I will want to big up, definitely, me want to big up the Kingston team, St. Vincent team, you know, your main team, and the Grenadine team.
The team is big.
Yeah.
And I want to give a special big up to all of them.
Even although I not get paid from the team, I feel like I'm a part of it. We're all a part of the team.
And big up again to Auntie Polly, big up to Marlon.
Yeah, man.
And big up Pops, you know.
Correct. All right, thank you much. We're out. We'll wait for the second interview. All right.